Hello there, guys, and welcome to the Doctor Who Series 9 episode review with me, John Parker, and
Me, Jack Erling, and today we are reviewing episode 3 under the... sorry, tickle, I've got a bad cough. Under the Lake. Now, this episode was typically a ghost story where the Doctor and Clara decided to investigate an underwater base set in Scotland 2119. So, the Doctor's incarnation's native town, or native country, should I say. This futuristic base had a whole lot of problems. Specifically, it was dealing with a ghost issue, where the ghosts were being generated from an alien ship that were being transmitted as a sort of beacon, but not a beacon, so to speak. So there were kind of ghosts, but they weren't ghosts. They were to give the interpretation of ghosts. But
so they were ghosts, but they weren't ghosts.
Well, that's the impression I got, and actually it was confirmed because it was actually the ship doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like the TARDIS's hologram distress call emergency message. Only it appears that these ones are more realistic. No, actually not realistic, but they can interact with our physical plane. Mm-hmm. That's a more better word of saying it. Mm. So after a bit of investigation, it turns out these ghosts are actually using a vessel or the soul of the person they have just actually killed, to mainly get their message out to say that, well, actually, we don't quite know the message, do we? We don't really know the reason behind it yet, do we?
Not fully.
There's a certain... Because the location they were trying to interpret was that there was a church somewhere with something that they desperately needed. But of course, they couldn't let the ghosts go free or continue with their mission because they have no idea what exactly they're trying to transmit. Therefore, more investigation was indeed required, so to speak. That's more of the Doctor's agenda. Now, the plot overall was kind of a basic storyline of a typical ghost story. That's the way I kind of interpreted it to be. What did you think on that?
They certainly hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, it did come across as if they were properly ghosts, and almost as if the story was going to carry on with this idea that yes, they are actually ghosts. But I thought, I'm sure, knowing Doctor Who, it's going to be something else, and sure enough, it did end up being that.
But typically, the one thing with this episode, because there's always got to be the little thing that kind of makes you think, oh, this is serious now, and that in particular, I think you know what I'm thinking, aren't you? The TARDIS.
Yes, I know. As soon as I heard the clutch bell, I was like, hang on, is that coming from the ship? No, it can't be.
It's the cloister bell. I knew for...
And...
What?
Red console room.
I know.
Finally we saw it red. Yeah.
Is that our first time or second? I can't quite remember.
So. Also, did you notice a little problem with that, though? Did you notice the rotor was going up and down when it wasn't in transit?
I didn't actually notice that.
I did. I was like, oh my god. It even looked like someone was doing it up and down manually because it was all wobbly and weird.
Yeah, but you got the eye for that, haven't you? But
yeah.
Yes, once we knew that the actual TARDIS was actually saying, this is wrong, don't like it, need to go, obviously, we obviously understood that this is very serious as to what was going on. Now, throughout the entire episode, obviously, I did kind of realise before watching it, it was going to be a two-parter, as Stephen Moffat's tease video for episode 3 mentioned a cliffhanger. So yeah, literally, before the episode started, I knew there was going to be a cliffhanger.
See, I didn't. I thought that they were going to leave the cliffhanger as another episode kind of thing, another story that would link to it.
Like the Mummy on the Orient Express.
Well, kind of, yeah.
No. The way the episode was going, I knew for a fact it was going to have a two-parter again. Sorry, out of focus then. Not that I've got anything against that, but two-parters within 3 weeks. I don't know. A bit
over the top, too much kind of thing. Like, I want another end of the story now.
Not exactly. I mean, I don't quite know how this is working out, but apparently we should be expecting quite a lot of these two-parters within Series 9, apparently, from what I've heard.
Have you noticed as well?
What's that?
That Moffat has been or Moffat or the writers in this case. Who was the writer now?
Toby Whitehurst.
Toby Whitehurst, yeah. Anyway, have you noticed that he included a small detail that I didn't think that writers would include, but he did?
What's that?
And that was the lady who spoke in sign language. when I watched the episode, I was like, that's a detail. I mean, it's good that he included it. It's like, wow, that's like, he's actually added a bit of variation to the characters there. But um, it just amazed me how that was an extra bit of detail they added. I was like, oh, that's quite nice. And even sticking it so, I mean, I don't know. Most likely the actor probably does know sign language herself. But it was just good to see the Doctor didn't know sign language and just that little kind of subplot. It was only a tiny little subplot, but it was nice that they included that. Carry on.
It shows the Doctor doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
That you know. So yes, saying that, John, I do want to touch on the writing a little bit. Toby Whitehouse, of course, as we mentioned in the thoughts and opinions, I've also actually forgotten what else he's written again. Damn, that's bad. But to be honest, on a personal note, I do like Toby Whitehouse for what he's done. I know exactly what he's done. I do like him. I do really think he's a good writer when it comes to Doctor Who.
I don't keep track of writers. I'm just like, oh, that guy, whatever. Who cares? Next.
You know me. I certainly do. But I thought he brought a lot of suspension and tension to the episode. And of course, as you said, he actually put a lot of thought and creativity into the characters themselves. And also, it was interesting to see like the different variant personalities and characteristics within the characters that he developed.
Including Mr. Cowling, the Doctor.
And Clara? I know exactly what you're going to say.
I don't know whether you noticed, but in that episode, he slowly turned into Tom Baker. Ever so slowly. I noticed it immediately. You know when he effectively turned to the right and widened his eyes and said, the last time, was it? He said, the last time I did that, I'd met, what was the girl? Marilyn Monroe, was it? Or someone. Anyway, he met someone. When he moved to the right, it was because he was all excited about the ghost thing. I was like, hang on. As soon as the way his voice went, it sounded a bit weird, like Tom Baker's voice.
I didn't pick that up, but it's a good thing that you did.
It did, and the excitement he was in, it was a different Doctor, and I thought it was really good how he was bringing this kind of personality to him. I was even smiling because there was a bit of comedy included in that as well, including that guy, that other character, the one who wanted to leave badly. He had a bit of comedy in his dialogue. It was a bit funny side to him, humorous.
Well, the dialogue in particular, I got a lot from. It felt like there was a proper team working together, and Toby Whitehouse really actually kind of made that come alive, so to speak. So congratulations with that. As always, one of my favourite writers. Now the characters in particular, the Doctor and Clara. Clara is acting more like the Doctor than ever before now.
Yes, I've noticed that. It's getting quite good.
Yes, it's actually swapping, because the Doctor's now more cautious. Even though he's excited, he's also cautious, he's not too sure. But Clara, she's jumping in on it.
Yeah. Maybe that's...
I don't know whether you realise... Well, no, it's not something that needs to be realised, but I feel like Clara's hiding something. I don't know why, it's just my own personal feeling from it, but I feel like Clara, when the Doctor asked her, is everything alright, why don't you get into the relationship or go out and do something else, get yourself a hobby. And the Clara's like, no, I don't need one. It's like she's hiding something. That's what I got from it anyway. I'm not quite sure if you did but anything, but it's just a personal...
All I'm getting from it is, it feels like there's a finale link here. Almost as if maybe, I don't know, but maybe there's some sort of link with Clara turning into a Doctor of sorts anyway for the finale. Who knows? I don't.
Okay.
But it just seemed like it.
Bit odd, but okay. Whatever you say.
That's just the way she's acting, as you said. She's getting into things, and the Doctor's realising this now, and maybe that will be useful in a finale. I don't know. I didn't write the stories.
Well, moving on to the special effects and the directing, we're still going on with the dark theme, which I do particularly like. I do quite like it. Can be a bit too dark sometimes, but there's only one thing about special effects I want to add on, which I'm pleased about. The beginning, when Clara opened the door of the TARDIS.
Yes, it was the real TARDIS this time.
The interior. We got to see the interior.
I think they recorded that. Either they recorded that from the exterior and then mapped the interior to it, or, which I think is more likely, they took the video from the actual console doors and then used editing to cut the Doctor's part in where he was on location. But
Although
one part about carry on.
it is possible that that section, what we saw, could have been a whole trick. Was an actual set, and the actual TARDIS was behind it. What they got to do is put a wall behind the actual dome where the console's been created, and then put like a little corridor, and that's it. Easy done.
Yeah.
Because did you see any side panels of the exterior? Did you? Just the
No.
front bit. Therefore, it might just be that. But either way, I love that idea. The whole concept of doing that makes it feel really alive. I love that. So overall feeling and verdicts. John, what's your verdict for this episode?
Well, it was certainly one of the better episodes. I'll say that. It was definitely better than the other two. So I think I will give this one a whopping high 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'm probably going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. I like the entire concept of it. I love the idea behind it. Just a couple of things here and there. I did feel like it was a little bit too slow in my opinion, and there were a slight few gaps missing. Like they used the submarine thing to go underwater, and then all of a sudden they cut to the pod, the stasis pod. I don't quite get, there's just a few.
Say that again. Sorry, I'm not quite following you.
You know when the guy was using the submarine thing to go underwater. He was using the goggles and the robot hands to move the robot under the water.
Yeah.
And they cut straight to the stasis pod. The fan, just cutting from there to there. I didn't quite get it.
Yes, they could have shown getting the thing out, couldn't they?
I just feel that the story was a little bit slow here and there. There was a few bits that got missed out that I just felt that they could have easily slotted in. But other than that, I felt like it was a very good ghost story, and I can't wait to see what the next episode brings us, and also as to what happened when the Doctor and those two individuals travel back in time to actually see. That in particular I'm looking forward to seeing, and then how exactly the Doctor turned to be a ghost. Or turned out to be a ghost, anyway. Although, coming along those lines, I'm pretty sure there'll be a paradox somewhere, because if the Doctor became a ghost,
And
although
he's dead.
saying that, but then again, if it was going to be there, then...
And now we've got into the realms of... Yeah.
But time will tell, and we'll see in the next episode. Now, next week, the review will be very late, as in next day, like afternoon, next day on Sunday, because I'm out the Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Therefore, we'll be doing the review Sunday afternoon-ish, and therefore uploading it during the afternoon, late afternoon Sunday. So unfortunately the review for next week will be later. So folks, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the review, and we'll see you in our next thoughts and opinions video, and then we'll see you Sunday in the next review. So until then, toodle pip.
Goodbye, guys.
That is all we have for today, folks.
Join us again next week on another Sci-Fi Geeks video to find out what adventure we embark on next.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and comment on the video below. Remember to subscribe so you can keep up to date with our latest videos.
Till next time,
take care, stay safe, and remember,
let your geeky side out. Toodle pip.